Yeah, we're back.
Hey guys, welcome back to Pros on Cons, where we are in no way professionals, where we always talk about cons, but I like the name, so we keep it.
You?
I am your Nashville Geek Girl,
I'm part of Jack.
and today we are here to talk about a con. We're here to talk about GMX,
Absolutely.
Volume 7.
Volume 7. And we're going to split it up a little bit this time. We're going to talk about the day life, and we're going to talk about the night life.
Yeah, because there's two parts of the con. There's during the day, and then there's during the nighttime. And sometimes it's a very different feel. So,
Absolutely.
and the mics.
Because we're professional.
That just happened. Okay, so we're both a little hoarse,
A little tired.
but we want to get this video out as quickly as possible for you guys. GMX is my home con.
It was your first con, and so it's got that special place at first.
Right, GMX 2012 was my first con, so GMX, if you don't know what it is, then you've obviously never met me, because it's pretty much all I talk about. Well, first, stop, pause, time out.
We'll edit that post.
Edit it in post. So, first of all, this job that we do gets significantly harder the longer that we do it. Because we go to these conventions and we talk to these chairs and the staff. And these are fantastic people who are giving up their time for free. These are volunteers. Nobody gets paid for these things. And they become our friends.
And we do love them.
So sometimes when in reviewing their convention, we have to be a little harsh. And you guys have to understand, we're not judging the staff. The staff is amazing. We love them. We're just reviewing their work, and it has no bearing on how we feel about them or their convention in general. People put a lot of work into these things, and we just want to make sure that that's it. That we love you guys. We love your con always, no matter what.
But
And now that we've built your fear up.
Yes. But with that said, we do realize that we do have an obligation to the attendees, who is our audience. And
Yeah,
we want to tell them the truth. We've talked a little bit the past few days. One, it's not truly in her nature to be able to say
I'm the nice
on
one.
the negative side of things. However, my actual personality,
He's a jerk.
and we realized that I need to stop holding back.
If we're not blunt, we're not honest, then there's really no point in doing this, and why are we doing it anyway? So, and now we have talked to the con staff, and they want constructive criticisms. They want to hear it. We have to say they want to hear what you, as attendees, have to say. We tried desperately to make it to the fireside chat after closing. If we reiterate anything that was said there, I'm sorry. Health issues, I had to return home. So, but I do know that they hold that, and I know that they follow the Facebook pages, and I know that there's been a lot of talk and a lot of constructive criticism given and taken. So I'm going to go ahead and address that as well. Okay, so that said, GMX Volume 7. One of the guests was John Bailey, and he does the epic movie. I can't do anything.
The time.
Yeah.
Before time.
So he does the epic movie trailers and stuff, and he does so many voices, and he's actually just hilarious. I sat in on a few panels with him. Also, real quick while I'm thinking about that, I did go to a lot of panels, which I don't normally do. So I do want to say good job on the panels, everybody, because there were some really great panels that I really enjoyed.
You know, that's actually really unusual for you to go to a lot of panels, and I think you may have found something you enjoy that you didn't know that you would enjoy as much.
Talk about John Bailey. He's voiced hundreds of movie trailers. That leads into Adam and JP show. The Adam and JP show were special guests as well. While you were filming the Geek Slam.
Geek Slam, yes.
While you were filming no spoilers. I haven't watched it yet. I taped it.
No,
You can spoil it. I'll just be like la la la. So Adam and JP interviewed him. They did their show live, and I love them. I think that the podcast that they do is one of my very favorites.
Really great guys.
Yeah.
Very, very just welcoming. If you ever see them around, they're just going to be like, they're like, I mean, we're all
say hi.
People. Just say hi to them. They do like the things.
Robert J. Schwab. Schwab.
Good job.
Robert was there. He's been in the role-playing games industry for over 10 years.
He really had a big hand in making it what it was. And,
Yeah.
He hosted a game over the weekend.
Yeah, he does
I have
a lot of
friends
games.
I think I had at least a few friends that were there attending that game and really enjoyed themselves.
Yeah. So that's another one that we see a lot that we enjoy. Cinema Sins was there. They do the everything wrong with whatever movie in 3 minutes, which isn't your cup of tea, but I watch a lot of those, and I think that they're
I've seen, I've enjoyed.
yeah, because they said sometimes they get people come up going, that movie that you reviewed, how did you miss this one thing? And they were like, we're just talking.
Yeah, we're just kind of doing us, and
Right.
and they appreciate, by the way, anytime you had feedback on comments, something you caught that they didn't, throw it in there, they love it.
Yeah. Draco and the Malfoys, which is a pretty amazing band that makes fun of Draco. And they played at the Harry Potter charity event. We bought tickets and played games and won prizes, and all the houses were there, and it was really good.
There's my name.
There was any guy that went to this convention or went to that, that's what they remember.
That's the takeaway from every guy I heard. The mermaid. Whoever you are,
She was gorgeous. Good job.
good job.
Marble Hornets, as always.
Always, those are great guys.
They really are. They're
Always.
very
and
nice.
They're very intelligent.
Yeah.
And the content they put out on the web, if you're familiar with it, is thought provoking. Absolutely thought provoking.
Yeah.
And you have to, and the way they've wound their stories and intertwined it and put it through social media, and you have to pick it apart.
Yeah, we kept
there's
up with the Slender Man for years and years, and we really both enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, it was fun with the puzzles and everything. It was great.
Sketch. I can't pronounce things, you guys. I don't know if you.
Dinner?
Sketch McKinnon, who is the co-lead animator for the show Squidbillies, was there.
Now that is outside of my family.
It's me too.
Yeah, that's good.
But people were super excited.
People were excited about
So, Rick Prince, who we love very much. He's local. He's special effects. He was on Face Off.
He was on Face Off, and he does a lot of other work too. Look him up. He's always working on a new project, and it's always an exciting endeavor. So show him some love. Go on
He
his
helps
Facebook.
to judge the costume contest, which is uploading to YouTube as we speak. So when this comes out, you guys, you should be able to click on. I'll put like a linky thing in the commenting box. And yep, and you can click on that. My friend, Professor Shy Guy.
I only saw him once as he was running to something, and I didn't really get to say hi.
I sat in on a panel. He sat in on a panel that I saw, and then he did a set. Music terms, guys. I know things. It's probably the wrong word. I don't know. And I like what he does. It's really interesting and cool. So you should definitely check out his Facebook page and stuff because it's really awesome.
Yeah, I really enjoy his work, and it just it's so dang entertaining and smart.
Which is he is. He is entertaining and
brilliant.
smart. And Samantha Newark. So Jem was there, you guys, which is like my whole childhood. I was super, super, super excited, and she is so sweet, and it was very exciting. I totally fangirled because
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed you, fangirl.
Oh, it was amazing.
I really wanted to see
It
her
was super
fangirl because she
embarrassing.
doesn't tend to do that.
And not to be missed, my new BFF Jason Marsden was there.
I love that guy.
I don't know if you caught it, but we're BFFs.
BFS.
So-
I saw it on Twitter. It's on Twitter. It's a real thing.
It's legit. So Jason Marsden, he was in Boy Meets World. He was in Full House. He was in Step by Step. He was Goofy Son Max. He
Boone from Fallout. And
to not sugarcoat things, maybe not the guest list that we would expect from GMX.
I'm going to agree with that. I liked the guest list. I enjoyed the guests that were there. However, we do tend to see at least a handful of B-list celebrities
Yeah.
that are in big film.
It's kind of been one of the things that set GMX apart from the rest of the convention that
In
we have
Nashville,
here.
especially.
Which doesn't make it better or worse, just different. We know this was sort of a down year. And that's all we're going to say about the behind-the-scenes stuff, because again, for attendees, that doesn't mean anything.
Now, I'm not saying you put on a bad show.
No, it was
but
a
you
great
had
anime con.
It kind of. felt that way. It didn't feel quite like GMX most of the time.
One bad year does not a bad con make. And I'm not even saying it's a bad year. It was a down year. One down year does not make a bad con. So let's do the pros. Let's absolutely do the pros. What did you do this weekend?
Honestly, I did make a lot of my own fun, hanging out with friends that I don't see very often, which is part of going to a con, and I love doing that. I love all you guys. My friends did kind of make my weekend. What the con gave me, a couple of events that I really enjoyed. Geek Slam.
It's kind of the headline event.
That was absolutely the main event.
Which again we taped, and I will link in the down there doodly doo. And
Geek Slam is if you have a couple of people in cosplay as their character, and I'm talking full on role playing the character, and then they burn on each other on stage, and it is
on the character,
yeah. Not the other person, the character versus character dissing contest, and it gets
always
mean. It gets mean. It gets brutal, and they don't hold back the punches. Now there are a few rules involved in Geek Slam, which you will see in the video. They do set up laying out the rules. There are a few things that are off limits to keep it a little more PC.
Correct.
But outside of just a very few rules, anything goes. And there are some low blows this year.
Hosted by, emceed by Ned and Ted, Two-Player Media.
Two-Player Media.
They were all over the place this weekend.
They did some fantastic work. They were definitely a highlight of my weekend.
They were great.
Now, actually, full on hosting that event,
Terry Shearer. Who we love. Terry's great.
He's a great guy.
He does a lot for the conventions. He does a lot for. He's a great cosplayer, actually, too.
He really is.
Helped host the cosplay contest, which is in the doodly doo.
He also did what we're calling TerryCon 2015.
Pro number one of GMX was impromptu TerryCon, which began at like 3 in the morning.
3 in the morning.
In the hotel lobby. And security moved
yes.
us, but they didn't shut it down. That was another thing that I wanted to point out was that loss prevention and security and con staff just did a really good job of helping to facilitate the fun that people were trying to have.
Without hindering it any more than they had
Absolutely. So TerryCon in the hotel lobby.
And I know a lot of you missed it. I know a lot of you missed it because many people,
I have heard,
sadly, that night gave up.
Yeah, we did. We gave up.
I'd given up. I didn't expect to run
into
it.
You gave up.
I gave up. I gave up.
I don't
Party
give up.
Jack
So
gave up on the party.
Yeah.
That happened.
So TerryCon was a big pro. But we were talking about the Geek Slam, because real quick we want to, Ref Jesse is always a highlight of any convention.
Jesse Fields, Ref, he also made the belts that they gave out this year.
I'm not sure that con could go on without Jesse, just to be honest. There's a lot of people, and he's definitely one of them, that I don't think that con could happen.
You'd be hard pressed to find someone with more heart.
Yeah,
absolutely.
For sure. So you enjoyed the Geek Slam.
I did.
While you were at the
and I don't want to give too many spoilers on because I want you to watch the video. So I'm not going to tell you anything more, but there are some surprises.
Well, and
Kurt,
spoilers. Click on the doodly doo because Jack doesn't want me to tell you anything. Jerk. Okay, so we talked about Geek Slam a little bit. While you were at the Geek Slam, I was watching Adam and JP show live with John Daly. So we've been able to split up a bit, split up the jobs a bit. We always split up a bit. So we split up the jobs a bit at this convention, which helped us to cover a lot of ground. There was a lot of ground to cover.
No, but there was a couple other events that we're going to talk about. There was the lip sync battle that happened Sunday afternoon, and I haven't seen that done in the con yet. I've heard that it's been done, but I haven't seen it done. And to be honest with you, it was a really well-run, well-rehearsed, organized event, and it was fun.
I know that the Duradamarian people were out, although every time I wanted to go see them, it was raining.
I went out there, and
did you catch them?
I did catch them, and they were doing some good demo and letting people pick up sticks and shields and fighting whatever style they chose. So I did get to see them doing that, and they were having a great time out there. Everybody who showed up was having a great time, although many people, I think, got a little down.
Yeah, it was a beautiful rainy weekend. The weather, temperature-wise, was fantastic.
It was perfect for cosplay.
Beautiful.
If you got hot, you stepped outside and it cooled right down, but not too much.
Yeah.
Which brings me to the next point. I spent most of my time at the con standing out front of the hotel because that's where the people were.
Yeah, so the hotel, which we talked about before, the hotel closes the courtyard at midnight. Which didn't really matter this time because there was no smoking in the courtyard this time.
No.
So nobody was there anyway.
Yeah.
There were some photo shoots that went on out there, which is great because it's a beautiful courtyard. It's a fantastic place to gather, if you can.
If you can. But when you're talking about nightlife, which is my thing, I just feel like we kind of failed this city, so to speak.
So that's seems to be universally the biggest con to this con was that it just didn't seem to be lent to a party scene, which we expect from GMX.
We expect it. Everybody expects
There's
it.
generally a party floor, and we're just going to quick talk about the fact that
It wasn't conducive.
it wasn't
Conductive to socializing.
yeah. Nobody knew where were the people at. There was no telling because there was no gathering place. There was no party floor. There was no courtyard. And I'm just going to have to say it. I kind of feel like that's been put on the attendees. I think that
Yeah.
not the con, but the Facebook page, which is not affiliated with the con, actually, it's a fan-made page.
Right.
But this complaint has been voiced repeatedly and repeatedly.
And all I hear is blame on the attendees for not filling up the hotel.
We didn't fill the hotel. So I think that maybe a good idea for this con, thinking in my social media brain, that maybe they should make some sort of rule that just,
One
not
person.
every person on staff should address the internet trolls. Don't feed the trolls, you guys.
Please don't. On Saturday night at a con, it should be off the chain.
People were going to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning because there was literally nothing else to do. And word on the street is that they are possibly trying to make GMX more family friendly. My problem with that is, you know what we have in Nashville? Family friendly cons. We got family friendly cons coming out our butt, you guys, which is great. It's amazing. But ConNooga has family friendly. They have a kids track. You know what else they have? An adult track. You know what else they have? A party scene.
And they are successful.
ConNooga's greatly successful, and that's why I compare ConNooga and GMX, is because those are my nightlife cons.
Yeah. Those are the two cons we go to for a good geek party.
Yeah, so those are your main party cons, and
That are
this
close
year,
by.
yeah,
Without going to Atlanta.
I'll go to Atlanta or LA or New York, but so yeah, not to point fingers or place blame, because we're not placing blame. That's not what we do.
No. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Right.
And,
Right.
now I do know that they're locked into a contract with the hotel next
It
year.
will be there next year. Now, that said, also, like I said, the fireside chat and the Facebook page are all of that constructive criticism is being taken into account, and I have absolute faith in this team that we know. They ran a very successful MTAC. They will run a very successful GMX. I know they will. But this year's not going to keep me from going back next year.
No, I'll be there next year.
I think it is going to keep some people, though.
And
I talked to a lot of people who just said, I don't think I'll be back.
I had a lot of
that's
friends
sad.
go, and I'm not going to see you at this con next year. Hopefully, I'll see you at such and such other con. Guys, I love this con. I really do, and I hate to say anything negative about the GMX that I love, but we got to turn this around next year.
Yeah.
We just have
I look forward to seeing how they turn it around.
I do.
I do. I think that I have nothing but faith in this team.
But I know what they were handed, and I know it was rough, and I'm not making excuses.
But we
However,
all know attendees, excuses don't make value.
they do not.
A big part of GMX was always getting your value.
And that was the idea behind it.
And they'll bring it back, absolutely. We have a pros and a cons because we tend to accidentally, I tend to merge Artist Alley with the dealer hall in my brain.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's all stuff I just want to buy.
Right.
So, but I want to say that the Artist Alley was amazing, and I loved it, and it was great, and I loved that idea. That said, you guys know I'm a dealer hall girl. I will spend my entire paycheck. I save up for these cons to go and spend my entire paycheck.
What'd you spend in the dealer hall this time?
I spent nothing. I bought nothing. There were 9 dealers. The dealers and artists that were there that were amazing. It was great. I get that. But, you know, we expect more out of this convention. And dealers-wise, I expected more.
And that's not just us. And when we say we expected more, it's not just our opinion. It means we've heard this from other people.
Correct.
I'm not bringing this up just because of me. I'm bringing this up because we've heard it from the attendees over and over and over again. And that's a problem.
It is. I talked to some newbie con goers who even they were just like, you know, I felt kind of sparse. GMX is 48 hours. That's always been their thing. 48 hours, jam packed. We're going to get you a valuable's worth. I felt like the majority of those hours were empty.
People were constantly telling me, "I'm bored."
Yes.
That breaks my heart.
Some people get upset that they didn't meet any new friends. It's not the con's job to help you socialize. It is the con's job to facilitate your fun.
Right.
And in the times that they did that, they absolutely did.
Yes.
But those times were few and far between. And that's probably for 48 hours. Cool.
Right. And I did see gaps in scheduling in some places, and then overlaps in scheduling that were really, really full in 1 hour.
Because, like we said, we had to split.
We had to split up to get to the things that we were very interested in.
The hotel is beautiful.
Hotel's gorgeous.
We do love that hotel. The hotel staff was super friendly and nice. I know when we got there, the lady was super nice, and she let us know that there were 12 rooms that were not GMX related. So there were 12 actual guests, but they were not sequestered. I had hoped if it was my hotel, I would put those people in like their own corner,
away from everybody else and the noise, so that they wouldn't complain.
I don't think that's what happened.
Word on the street is they stuck them right next to the party suite.
So I went to the Friday night party. It had a name, but I'm afraid I don't remember what it was. It was Friday night.
Well, also it was shut down very quickly. You
quickly.
would almost have to be the Flash to make it to it before it got shut down.
Due to a noise complaint. It was great. It was a great party. The DJ was amazing for the time that they let him make noise.
10 minutes?
Maybe more than that. Maybe more than that. It was a good party. GMX is known for its good parties. That's sort of the brunt of the problem, I think, this year. So if you've been keeping track of the Facebook fan page, again, that is not run by GMX.
It is not.
That is run by a lovely lady whose name...
Rachel.
Run by Rachel. And she's wonderful to facilitate that and things like that. If you've been watching that page at all, you realize that that's the majority of the complaints, is it just didn't lend itself to a party atmosphere. And the fact that people are bringing that up left and right just lets you know that that's what they expected.
That's where they expected to find a bulk of their value. That's what they thought they were paying for.
Yep. A quote that I heard most of the weekend was that this feels like a second-year anime.
Yeah.
This is a 7-year expo. So I think that, you know, you've got a reputation to uphold, and again, I know they'll do better. I don't want you guys to think I'm putting this down, but this year might have been a bit of a letdown for a lot of people. A lot of people I talked to.
And I personally know that they did. I feel like they did the best they could with what they knew how to do.
Absolutely, but at $30 to $45 a pop per pass, that's not going to make your attendees feel any better.
Yeah, it's not going to take the bruises away.
I would also like to talk about that con rate at that hotel.
Was that
because, you know, the thing that we hear over and over again is we couldn't have parties because we didn't sell out. I think I'm so upset. Like, I'm personally involved in this con, you guys. Like, I'm emotionally invested.
We feel like we're getting blamed for not selling out the hotel, and that's why we didn't get the party
But who can afford that? I've got people... friends of mine cramming 8 to 9 people in those hotel rooms
just to afford
just to be able to afford it. So I mean,
really expensive.
Again, we're not placing blame. Somebody's gonna be in the comments talking about that's not the con's fault. It's the hotel's fault. It's all a globe. It's all GMX. I'm sorry.
Right. You chose the hotel.
I requested a courtyard view, and I got it. And had there been a party in the courtyard, I'd have gladly paid that $400 or whatever it was. I'd have been completely fine and happy with that, never complained. Because I could look down in the courtyard, just like at ConNooga,
and see the party and enjoy it from my balcony if I get a little overwhelmed being in the crowd.
Yep. Now, granted, I have a big girl job, and, I can afford certain things. Who's your target audience at a convention?
It's a younger crowd with
It is
less
a younger
expendable
crowd.
income sometimes.
Exactly. So you've got 8 to 9 people cramming themselves into a room instead of buying 3 or 4 rooms. Well, that's part of the problem right there.
Yeah, it was really expensive.
The hotel was super
compared to last year and years
previous years. Absolutely. But let's talk about the pros, because for one thing, cosplays in Tennessee. Tennessee cosplayers absolutely amazing. The Hulkbuster
Oh my God!
was amazing. You'll see that in the video, cosplay video. And then our friend Sam, she did the
Maleficent.
yeah, and that was, again, she's amazing. This wasn't her first year build, but we were there for her first year build, which was also extremely impressive.
Absolutely.
Not just for her first year build.
She does some amazing work, and I really enjoy seeing what she's decided to bring to life. Because
But
she's
everyone,
gonna bring
not
to
just
life.
her. Everyone.
Oh yeah, everyone. There I saw the sorceress from He-Man, and
That's also in the video, yes.
I'm gonna tell you, not only did it hit me in the feels from my childhood, but it also was the most gorgeous cosplay outfit I think possibly ever seen. Hand dyed feathers from head to
These
toe.
people put a lot of effort into these cosplays.
I mean, it was real. Like if you could take a cartoon and make it real, she made it absolutely real.
Yeah.
And I saw even more great cosplays just walking around the con that weren't in the contest.
There were a lot of Fallout cosplays.
Well, with Fallout 4 coming up,
So that was
that
really cool.
that did lend itself to bringing out a lot of Fallout cosplay, which I love to see. I carry caps around my pocket all weekend.
Just a good one.
My barter skill wasn't high enough to take the costumes.
Do you know what else I really enjoyed? Speaking of barter skills and charisma, I went to a kilt blowing, which I never missed. The kilt blowing was a lot of fun. It's always one of my. So there wasn't a lot of after hours adult only stuff, but that was one of them that was a lot of fun for me. I really enjoy that. The guys get up there and they're such good sports. My friend Corey was in there and he was saying, women don't get many opportunities to catcall and so he liked to they like to flip the tables and give us something to
And I think it's great that
objectify.
I always think it's great that they do that.
Yeah.
And
So we had a lot of fun at that. I had a really good weekend. I did, but I said at one point that a lot of my weekend was drinking booze that I had at home, hanging out with people that I hang out with anyway, and a lot of my fun was completely independent of the con, which is never something I've ever said about GMX before.
I have to agree with you on that.
And I think that's value. Again, value has always been a big thing with GMX, and I think that the value that you got in 48 hours just was not on par this year. It was an expensive
I think that the hotel room cost is probably what kind of made me a little sour.
Because
and me and others
caused it snowballed. It caused the other problems, which we were talking about, not selling out the hotel so we couldn't have a party block, and that kind of thing. Because if we had sold out the hotel, they wouldn't have had to close the hotel. They wouldn't have worried about noise complaints.
Yeah, I do believe that if they had sold out the hotel, I do believe that they may have had a lot more control over what the hotel told us what we could and couldn't do.
The problem being when you pick up a ball that big, GMX this is year 7. It's had years to make a name and for people to expect certain things from it. So unfortunately,
it set precedents that this is what we can expect, and it wasn't.
Correct. So, like I said, I have complete faith in this team that they will take this constructive criticism to heart and that they can make a good con. Because again, they fixed MTAC.
I agree with you there. I've seen what this team did to MTAC. Did with MTAC after the year we don't talk about.
The dark year.
Everyone knows.
And last year at MTAC was amazing. So I have very high hopes.
And I feel that similar difficulties were run into this year with GMX before the con that happened before the MTAC we're going to talk about.
Correct. So
So there is a very good chance that they will wow us next year. And
Definitely.
I want to give a special shout out.
You should definitely, let's do shout outs.
I want to give a special shout out to...
we should have like a theme for shout
the
outs.
logos.
Shout out to... Okay, so go ahead with your shout outs, Jack.
I want to give a shout out to Jesse Fields one more time for the heart and passion that he puts into his job at this con and doing what he does, as well as being a great cosplayer and prop maker.
His Fallout cosplay is just amazing.
He's an absolute brilliant guy, and he does a lot of stuff for the con that you probably don't see.
Yeah, a lot of behind the scenes.
And he doesn't ask anything for it. And I just wanted to give a shout out to him. And if you see him, just give him some love. He's a great guy. And
exactly those same things can be said for so many other people. Terry Sheeran. He puts a lot of love into that con.
Terry Sheeran, I also want to give a shout out one more time. I've told you, thank you for Terry Con.
One shout out that I want to give is to just basically all of Lost Prevention. I think that everyone that I absolutely adore is on the Lost Prevention team for this con.
What I want to say about them and the Angels, because the Angels need to be brought up. The Angels some of them are off-duty sheriffs and police officers
and EMTs.
And I want to point out that they never came to interrupt our fun. They may have to move us for whatever reason, but they were always kind of in the background, watching, making sure we were safe, and doing the best they could.
So again, LP just swooped in, saved the day, and then disappeared like a
without
ghost.
Not even asking for a thank you.
So anytime, you see those staff badges, you see those volunteers, you see those Lost Prevention, just always, always, always be on your best behavior, say hi to those guys, because they're doing this out of love. They get nothing out of this, you guys.
When you have an event and people start getting bored, they are going to revert to a nature that is probably not conducive to what you're trying to do.
I mean, and anytime you get a large group of people together, you're dealing with that.
And so without distraction, these people are going to make their own fun, and sometimes you got alcohol involved.
I will say one of the best quotes, my friend NLP Corey had said that, the attendees are the zombies, and events and panels are the loud noises that keep them distracted. Without the loud noises to keep them distracted, there's no way to contain them.
Exactly, and that's the point. And the courtyard being non-smoking, I understand that that's a hotel policy.
The hotel policy.
I think that if I were at a
As a matter of
hotel,
fact, I think
would.
it's a legal policy that you cannot smoke within 100 feet of a non-smoking facility. Actually, I'm not 100% sure.
It may be a legal issue. However, if it was my hotel, and it's not, but if it was my hotel, and I've got a couple of thousand people in there,
I would want to
lending to a party environment, I would absolutely want them in the courtyard, smoking or not. I would ignore it so that I know that everybody's in one place that I can watch them and make sure they're safe and not doing things they shouldn't do, tearing up the hotel. But I'm not saying that we did tear up the hotel. I'm saying that, from my perspective, if it was my business, I would want to make sure that crowd was watched, just because I knew alcohol was involved.
But I mean, again, people were bored. And my most quotable roommate, the 9-foot-tall Corey, had mentioned that at one point people were yelling off their balconies and from down in the courtyard, like, "Hey, do you having a party? No, do you know where a party is?" And
like New Orleans in the courtyard, people just shouting the cries.
He said it was like the 100-mile mark, but sad. So
you having a party? No. GMX.
Now we have to make a sandwich. We talked about the good, we talked about the bad. Now we got to talk about some good again. And the good is, again, like I said, they have the fireside chat and they've got the Facebook page. Go fill out the survey, you guys, and let them know. Let them know what you liked, what you didn't like. Help them help you.
If you're mad, tell them you're mad. If you're happy, tell them you're happy. If you couldn't care less,
can I just real quick?
Yeah,
be nice.
These are people.
These are people. These are
who work for free.
Yeah, they're doing this for free. No one gets paid to do this. No one gets anything out of this other than doing a good thing for the community. And
I assure you, they worked hard to make the con what it was.
Absolutely. So, as Will Wheaton would say, don't be a dick.
Act right.
Act right. So that's our wrap up of GMX, you guys. we had a lot of fun at some panels and some really great events. The hotel is beautiful.
Also, when you watch Geek Slam, if it happens to be a little shaky, I apologize. It happens at 9 o'clock and I start drinking early.
I believe I started drinking at 2 on Saturday. I had to take a break. I had to take a drinking break. So we party. Let's rate this real quick. So we decided our new rating system, we're going to rate the day life. So the family-friendly, bring your kids daytime stuff. And then we're also going to rate the nightlife.
One more thing.
Yes.
Speaking on the day life and family-friendly, they did do a kids' costume contest and a trick-or-treat for the kids.
They did.
That was a great thing.
That is amazing.
And they did do a charity.
Big Fluffy Dog.
Big Fluffy Dog.
So they were helping the puppies, you guys.
And so there's puppies there all weekend.
Puppies everywhere. And babies.
So many babies. So as far as family-friendly daytime, that did happen. And
right. So let's rate the daytime. Let's rate the panels, the events, the guests, that kind of thing. The daytime family-friendly atmosphere of this con on a scale of 1 to 5.
On a scale of 1 to 5, I'm going to say, for me, because of the things they did for family friendly with the trick or treating, and having better panels than I think they've had in a long time overall. I'll give the daytime. I'll say 3.
3.5. I was going to go 4. So I mean, once again, we pointed out I'm the nice one. So I would say 4 because, like I said, I don't sit through panels. I don't sit. But I went to so many panels that I thought were great. I went to Q&As. I went to some hands-on stuff. Actually, I'm going to have to bump it down to a 3 because of the dealer hall issue. Because part of the daytime for me is that dealer hall.
I agree. And that's part of why I kind of bumped it down. Between that and the gaps in the scheduling, I felt like 48 hours are cool. I had several hours where I was in line.
Several not
really
cool hours.
I was kind of disinterested in what was going on.
So 3.5. And then, the nightlife of the con, the atmosphere that the con lends itself to. We understand that the nightlife fun is not the con's job. But for us, we always say that the con should facilitate our fun. Ours as in the attendees.
Right.
We need large groups to congregate for safety and for fun.
Exactly.
And I just don't think that this time lends itself to that.
It absolutely did not.
So, with TerryCon, bumping it up a notch, you have to get a nightlife like that, 2.
I'm not the nice one. I'm sorry. I love TerryCon, but I absolutely view it as a separate thing, something that Terry did because he saw it.
You're correct. It doesn't have to be. The con didn't do it.
The con didn't do it. Terry did it.
That's fair.
And thank you, Terry, for doing it. But I can't give credit to that for the con, even though he does work on staff. I'm going to have to give it an absolute 0.
A 0.
For the party scene. Don't get me wrong, the events were great.
Can I give it a 1 simply because LP and security would have lent themselves very well to a party.
All right, you win me over, and I will go up to a 1.
1 star.
I will give it up to a 1. Because of that, and there was one massively redeeming quality about the nightlife, even though it was earlier in the evening. Geek Slam.
That's true. Geek Slam was at 9. Which is early, but that's
I
good.
would have paid just to go to Geek
tired.
Slam and go home. To be honest with you, I would have give my $30.
$30 for Geek Slam. You
for
guys
Geek Slam
sold.
by itself.
So this year was not a party con.
It really wasn't. I'm sad. There was music. There was a dance party. There was music.
There was
in
a dance
in the main hall.
There was
however,
a dance. Saturday night was.
It was primarily a ghost town most of the night.
Yeah, there was not a lot of, and there was supposed to be like a DJ battle, and there was only one DJ show.
Yeah, I think some problems happened.
So yeah,
I'm not really sure what went on.
So they just sort of shut it down due to lack of interest
at some point.
So again, GMX staff, volunteers, all of you people, we love you. This is not a critique of you or your work. This is a critique of
what people expect.
Our opinion and what we've heard from other people of this year's GMX.
Absolutely.
Now, that said, what's coming up next? We got Yama-con.
Yama-con is coming up next. That is
early in December, first
Pigeon
weekend.
Forge.
It's in Pigeon Forge. It's beautiful. It's at that law whatever that I can't pronounce.
I'm sorry.
Convention, which is beautiful.
It is a gorgeous convention center. If you are going, remember that there is not an adjacent hotel attached. So
stay at the one with free pancakes. We didn't stay at the one with free pancakes last year, and we were very sad.
No pancakes.
So we've got Yama-con. Their theme is pirates.
It is pirates.
well.
Also, for the party people, it is a dry county. Bring your own
Bring
booze.
it with you. They have, so as you said, the hotel isn't connected. There's no hotel connected. Their nightlife takes place at a hotel. So if you want to
More
stay.
of a motel.
Yeah. But if you want to stay, find out where that party night adult track is and just stay there.
Absolutely, or at least really close to it.
Right. And don't forget Uber.
Don't drive drunk.
Do
please.
not drive drunk. Stay at the Con Hotel or Uber. Your first ride is free, you guys. You can't beat free.
No. If you
You
got two or
can
three
ride
people, you can share the cost.
You can
with
split
a
it
friend.
in your
You
app.
Split it up in
We're
the
not.
app.
We're not.
I don't work for
affiliated with
Uber. I don't work for Uber at all.
Put that in there. Copyright.
Sorry.
And whatnot. But we
it
do.
is,
We
it
do
is a
enjoy
great
it
thing,
because
and
we
it does help
party.
out when you're drunk. You don't need to be driving.
Yeah. Be safe. After that is ConNooga, which has risen to the top of our con.
Absolutely. ConNooga never, ever disappoints.
We're not comparing apples and oranges, you guys.
No.
GMX is not ConNooga.
No.
Chattanooga is not Nashville.
No.
So we're not.
We're not.
But ConNooga has absolutely become one that we look forward to all year. Those people do an amazing job. We can't wait to go. Get your passes. Get your hotel room. Come see us, say hi, and say thank you because you're welcome.
Yeah.
Because this is a good one. Really good guests and stuff too. That's where I met.
Big names.
That's where I met my old BFF, Jim Butcher. Not because he's old, but just that he's been a guest.
I had a really good time hanging out with Gigi last year.
Gigi Edgley,
At both GMX and ConNooga, surprisingly.
that's your secret girlfriend.
It's not a secret, you know, if you say that.
It's not. She's a lovely human being. I was sad that we didn't see her this year because I know she's local.
Yeah, she's not. She doesn't
We saw
live
her at
too far
GMX
away.
last year.
And,
She's probably really busy. We're going to start the 2016 con year.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what they do with Intact this year.
Yeah.
It was really
was
good
very
last
good.
year, and I know that it's going to be the same team, same venue, and I
Looking forward to
can't
it.
see it not getting better.
So, follow all the links to all the people that we've talked about. I know Jason Marsden, my new BFF. Did I mention that we're BFFs? Did I tell you guys?
Oh, I owe him a shot.
Yeah, well, he has a variety show out in East Nashville out by 5 Points. So if you want to see my new BFF,
Right.
you can go out and see him. Go to jasonmarsden.com and click on the variety show link. Definitely check out Marble Hornets. Click on Professor Shy Guy Draco and the Mouth Boys if you like some awesome music.
Rick Prince for makeup.
Absolutely. So, click on all the down there's. Click on Two Player Media, you guys, because if you haven't seen them yet, you're gonna.
Have you
These
seen
guys
them,
are gonna
Ted?
be.
Have you seen them?
They're gonna be everywhere. If you see the guys in flannel, it's gonna be a good time. Click on the likes and the subscribes and stuff for us. We really appreciate that.
We're gonna put random buttons everywhere on the screen for you to
Are you
push.
gonna do that?
We're not. I'm lying.
We,
I'm not gonna do
also check out Winecraft, where we drink and play Minecraft. But we drink wine because we're classy bitches.
That's right, and I'm a total jerk to them the entire time.
And we don't get drunk, we get fans. Copyright, stop.
Oh.
So that's our wrap up for GMX. Again, we want to say hi to all of our amazing friends that we have and that we made. Again, thanks to the staff, thanks to the volunteers, thanks to everyone involved in making all of these conventions, because we are aware that you don't get paid for this. We are aware that you do this out of the kindness of your hearts for this community, and this community appreciates you. I want you to know that.
Absolutely, and once again, I know we might have been a little hard on you this time around.
A little harsh.
But tough love, baby. We got to say what's in what everybody else is seeing and saying without
Because again,
holding back.
if not, why else are we doing this? The point of Pros on Cons is to let you guys know which cons they might want to go to, which cons con the way that they do. But also a big part of what we do, I think, is to offer up a voice
For the people.
for the people for the cons that are listening. And I know that GMX is listening, so thank you guys for everything that you do. Keep up the good work.
Absolutely.
You know, we do this for you guys, and when you hit that like button or that subscribe button, it just lets us know that you are
That you're listening.
and that we should continue to do this. Otherwise, you know, just tell us to shut up.
Right.
I like I haven't been told to shut up before you tell me all the
Shut
time.
up. So thanks, you guys. Thanks to everyone involved. Check out geekmediaexpo.com. Keep an eye out for all the videos we're going to be putting out, because we
Oh my
took
God,
so much video.
Yep.
And
And-
we'll see you guys at Yama.
See you at Yama.
Stay canon.